Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, June 10th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I remember who I am and I know I am worthy. And that is so important. We have to remember with all of this mental energy going on right now, how much we take in, believe the subconscious thoughts that are going on, how much those thoughts that cycle around, constantly, how much they feed into what we know, what we think we know of ourselves. And this is a reminder of you to remember who you are, remember that soul energy, and remember your worth according to that. Now, we have some interesting astro going on. I know I say that every day, but it's so interesting to me how this goes along. This is just the way Mimi mind works. We have a bit of a fixed T-square. It's temporary, but it's the moon interacting with the nodes and with Mars. Now, I want to remind you, this is so interesting. God, this is so interesting. We have been talking about with the North Node and South Node in Leo and Aquarius, respectively. This is a time where we're learning to bring forth the energy of love over fear. So interesting. I actually wrote it in reverse on my thing. Wow, that's interesting. We are learning to let love rise versus listening to the fears. Now, what's interesting in and through this is that Mars is hanging out right around the South Node energy in and through this. So Mars may be activating those old patterns that keep you from completely rising into love. North Node in Leo right now, standing alone, preparing for eclipses, reminding us to love ourselves, reminding us to tune into the inner child, reminding us to tune into the soul. You are the soul of the universe, and your name is love. Reminding us to connect into that. Now, the moon is pulling the third point in this, and the moon is reminding us, as it's in Taurus, to know our worth. If you can tap into that, you're going to be able to really rise in love. If you tap into who you really are, this is who you really are. You really are this master, this light master. You really are here to blossom, to flower, to grow, to bloom. You are not here to struggle. Yes, there are challenges on this path, and there are times that we will struggle, but that is not your destiny, and you have to remember that. If you are in that moment of struggle, remember, sometimes when you are that little seed in the ground going into Taurus land, I have a tree on my shirt today. When you are that seed in the ground, or, the chick in the egg, a butterfly coming out of the cocoon, that there is some amount of pain. There is a little bit of amount of fight as you push through the glass ceiling, as you push through the seed, as you push through what has encapsulated you. What has encapsulated you may actually be fear in this case, and so it may be that little bit of pain to push through this fear. I remember who I am, and I know that I am worthy. Do not fall into those old patterns of fear. Keep rising in and through the love. Now, what I love about this astro today is that the moon is also connecting to Saturn. So with the moon, our worth connecting to Saturn, purpose, soul purpose energy, hopefully we're going to get a boost of like, yes, my purpose. I'm going to show you this card. Did you see that, Lala? No. I do have patience. So, part of this patience process is, it might be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm getting a glimmer. I'm getting a glimmer of this purpose. I have this feeling. I'm here to serve. I'm here to love. Whatever that may be, that feeling that comes up, and then you may want to take that action. Now, the moon in Taurus is squaring Mars in Aquarius, so the action may not be about today. This may be where the patience energy comes in. That it's more about the knowing and the sitting in it, the allowing, marinating in that energy, rather than, okay, I know and I must take immediate action. If the action presents itself, by all means take it. It's never saying, like, don't take the action, but with that square energy, it just may not be time, and I get that from the patience card. Allow yourself to bloom and grow. Allow yourself to be drawn towards the light, the way a seed, when it is popping through the ground, moves towards the light. The other connection that we have today is the moon opposite Jupiter. So we've got Jupiter and Scorpio, and that's where we may get some of that things in Mimi's head. Badunk-a-dunk wonk is what I heard in my head. Badunk-a-dunk wonk come up. Some of the wonk from the shadows. Now, we have to remember with an opposition, oppositions are either working together or sometimes they are about stretching and there is some resistance. If the shadow's coming up, there's resistance there. That may be some of the fears. You can address this by being kind to those shadows, by loving yourself through the shadows rather than shoving them away. Embrace them, work with these energies. This is how the moon and Jupiter can work together rather than the pulling away, the pulling apart. And when you do that, you will find your work, you will find that light, even despite any of those shadows that may come up. The last 3 cards I have, we got some mental energies. Comparison. You will never know your worth by comparing yourself to anybody else on this planet. You are not here to be anybody else. You are not here to walk the same path as anybody else. So comparing yourself to anybody else is a recipe for disaster. You may honor or want to emulate various parts of somebody's path. Absolutely. But comparison? They are bamboo, you are an oak. Let yourself be the oak. Let yourself grow and rise and go through this in the way you go through this. We've got control and morality as well going on. The king and the queen of swords. Mental energy. The monkeys. This is what the monkeys look like. This is what your monkeys look like. All of those shoulds that come on. I think this card, though, is upright because it's like you get to control what you are going to focus on. Are you going to focus on all of these things that limit you, or are you going to focus on the light coming in? It is up to you in and through how you do this. So, that is it for today. Go check out my Patreon page. I'm having a lot of fun doing a lot of different things for that over there, including some twin flame stuff. Book the eclipse reading. They are coming in hot, heavy, and strong. That's on the link below. It's on a MailChimp link right now because my website is having some issues. And besides that, you can always email me if there's any other reading or questions that you have. I will see you tomorrow. There's enough love in the world for you, and the better it gets, the better it gets. Namaste.